Next up, we got Ateba Gautier versus Andrey Pulyaev. Now, this is where the line actually makes a bit more sense. I know I just said you should never ever play that big of a favorite in a parlay or call the number. This might be an exception. I will say, Ateba Gautier, future champion, future Ngannou 2.0. I will say, he is going to be a real problem at 23 years old. He's already this damn good. That's the thing. It's the age factor. He has this physical specimen attribute to him, but he's 23. He's only going to get better and better and better and better and better. And who is he fighting? They're giving him another layup. Andrey Pulyaev is a guy that I have never been high of. I mean, after he got, the Contender Series fight, you could say what you want about that. It wasn't a good look. The guy he was facing really just wasn't that talented. Not the best look. I'll pull you guys up. But still, you got to give him respect. He got the win, fair and square. Nice decision win there. Against Liam Anderson, that's who it was. But that fight against Christian Leroy Duncan. Now, Christian Leroy Duncan is an extremely high-level guy. And it's not to take away from CLD. It's a very, very tough opponent. CLD was playing with this man like he was taking candy from a baby. It was not competitive. There was no moments of success. I remember watching that fight and being so pissed off at Christian Leroy Duncan because it almost felt like he was trying not to get the finish. I mean, it seemed as if Christian Leroy Duncan bet on himself to win by decision. That's how crazy it was because he was not going for a finish. He could have gotten the finish a million different times throughout that fight, but he absolutely refused to have an ounce of just finishing instinct. He just had nothing. He was like, nope, I'm going to play with my food like a toddler, meshing my peas in my mashed potatoes for the next 15 minutes, and that's what we got from that fight. It was just a one-sided ass kicking. So I was like, ever since then, and I know, like I said, CLD is a very high-level guy. Not to take away from CLD because he's extremely talented. We just saw what he did to RoboCop. But that was just a god-awful look. And then after that, it gets Nick Klein. Nick Klein, I had hopes for him. Nick Klein just doesn't want to be here. He doesn't have the heart. He just gives up. If he can't get a submission in the first 2.5 minutes, he just gives up. He almost had it against Pulyaev. He just couldn't get it. Now, the fight that really stood out to me about Pulyaev, that was just not a good look either. That kind of made me really be like, yep, Ateba Gautier, almost a lock. I mean, pretty much a lock this week. Is his fight against, what was his name? It was Anvardik Danielopekababa. You guys can see this name right here. I'm going to have the clip playing in 3, 2, 1. You can watch it. I got a couple of clips probably playing of this fight. He's fighting this local Russian dude. And I will say, to respect to him, this guy, now his record at the time was 4-0, but he's 11-1 right now, and his only loss was because of a disqualification. So, honestly, a very respectable opponent. But, I mean, oh my goodness gracious, he was playing with Andrey Pulyaev. I mean, he had him folding over. He folded over and, gave up at least 3 times throughout that fight, but the ref was just like, I mean, it wasn't like he just gave up. He just kind of cowered over, and then he got back up, and he was trying to avoid shit. I mean, he got his ass handed to him on a silver platter in that spot, and it just goes to show. It's not even against Andrey Pulyaev. It's not like I dislike him or anything like that. He seems like an all right dude. It's just, I just don't think he's a very high caliber level of a fighter. He has the kickboxing base that's pretty decent. He just doesn't have a ton of power. He's not the fastest guy. And now he's going against an absolute specimen like Ateba Gautier. We don't even need to talk about Ateba Gautier. At the same time, I will say Ateba has had a lot of can crushing. So on the other hand, he has been fighting a lower level of competition. Once he starts to ramp it up and face better and better guys, obviously he's not going to be these minus 1,000 favorites that he's been in those last couple fights. It will start to tighten up quite a bit. It's just, I don't think Andrey Pulyaev is that guy. I think he's a pretty one-dimensional kickboxer. Not that great. Has chin problems. And it's just going to be a matter of time. Ateba Gautier is going to touch that chin. I guarantee you, Ateba Gautier probably has more power than that Russian guy. Even as good as that Russian guy seems to be, Ateba Gautier has freak of nature power. He hurts guys, they stop moving. So, Ateba Gautier, got to be a confident pick. That's my boy. Maybe I'm biased because I love Ateba Gautier, but he should get a vicious round 1 knockout. Maybe round 2. Vicious knockout incoming, though.